Hello and welcome back to another session of Google.rs. It's Byron speaking, and I think in this one we will try to handle these improvements to error handling when obtaining a lock. And the obtaining a lock code right now is just actually we don't need that one anymore, and that one neither, and that one, and that one. Basically just cargo OS where we are actually obtaining a lock. So this one. So we get the lock location and then try to get a lock. And here you want to work on the error handling. So two things that play a role here. First, we'd like to say that we are waiting for other cargoes if we would do so. So first, we would have to attempt to try to obtain a lock and then fail possibly because of an IO error, which shouldn't happen but might. And if you fail to get a lock, then we will say, well, we are waiting, and then we try the same thing again in a blocking fashion. And that is that. So first thing, I wonder how we signal that we failed to get a lock. And let's check the file log code here. And I think currently, if we try to get a lock, where is that here? Any lock. Okay, we get the file descriptor, and if we don't get it, so we can't access the file for some reason, we drop an IO error. So I guess this one is kind of a critical failure for us, so we should handle this and chain some human readable error message there, even though currently I think the file log error here is human, but we might want to it might just be my laziness that caused that, so we might want to remove that humanness and just chain human errors ourselves. And then when we try to get a lock, what happens? Okay is okay. Otherwise, there is this lock error that we could get, and we basically wrap it into the lock error and information of the path that we tried to lock. And usually this lock error is, it's just an no to us, is it? So let's have a look. FD lock. Where is that FD coming from? Use FD here. Okay, so here we just define this basic lock method, which actually is something that we might want to put into, I don't know, the library itself or util. Right now, do we export it? I think we do. Yeah, so I think that is part of the cargo adjustments part 3. Title file lock. I don't know why it takes so long to get a new shell open. It's Z shell stuff that goes crazy for some reason. So here we go with the file locks, and yeah, I might want to build this once in the background. Oh, it's already done. Nice. Unexpected, but nice. Let me see. Yeah, so right now, what I'm saying is that I don't think that, these are just basically convenience wrappers. Whereas the lock and unlock thing, I guess you would want to put this elsewhere. It's the actual lock implementation after all. And you put it into a separate non-public module or something. Like util. Util has these guys. Mode kind. Yeah, I mean, that's just a minor thing, but in any case, this will return an error, and this error right now only is an no. So this no is usually resource temporarily unavailable. That is signaling us that the lock is taken. And I wonder how this works in the rest of the Rust world. So what if we cannot get a mutex? How is this signaled? What's the kind of error we get? So we try to lock it. We get a lock result, which is a poison error. So the poison, so either we get a guard or a poison error guard. A type of error which can be returned whenever a lock is acquired? Is already acquired, so we couldn't acquire it, I think. Both mutexes and RW locks are poisoned whenever a thread fails while the lock is held. The precise semantics when a lock is poisoned is documented on each lock. Once a lock is poisoned, then all future acquisitions will return this error. Okay. So I don't know if we should use the same terminology here or a different one. Probably it should be depending on what fcntl, the underlying system call, says about that. Try-lock. Yeah, does try-lock have the same return value, by the way? Try-lock result. So either we get it or we get a try-lock error. Poisoned. The lock could not be acquired because another thread failed while holding the lock. So that's quite interesting. I think poisoned, that's something very else. That just means the lock cannot be used anymore. Interesting. So this doesn't happen for us. So I guess what we would like to do is to actually make it really easy to figure out if this means would block, right? So erno is any other error, and maybe we want to add a would block enumeration here that basically is precise and tells, well, it would block. So that's the resource temporarily unavailable. Thing. Good. Let's implement this, because then in cargo we can easily check what actually happened, because this is there are two options possible. Then either we try to get the lock but fail because it's already acquired by someone else, or we have yet another weird erno error that says something very very else that I don't know, maybe deadlock prevented or whatnot. And even that is something we want to handle properly. Okay, so let's do this. Would block. I think I would implement it here. If the lock kind. Yeah, so if you are blocking, then usually we get no error, right? So yeah, I think that's okay. Indicates that the attempt of, or that attempting to acquire the lock in blocking mode would block. It is returned only. Yeah, this variant is used only if acquisition, if non-blocking lock acquisition. Help me. Oh, with the C. Acquisition failed. Makes sense. Why can I do it here but not there? All right. So this is something you now want to check for, and probably also fix the unit tests and whatnot. So what happens here? Invalid file descriptor. So that is fine. That should fine. Lock okay. Yeah, so that is also fine. I think we only have to watch where we check for errors. Here. Okay, so that really doesn't help because, yeah, we don't get an error in this case. but we have these process related tests, and here we do get errors. Yeah, so this one doesn't unwrap. And I think even there we wouldn't really figure out if we do this right or not. Because this might succeed actually, that really depends on the test at hand. Yeah, so we might have to construct a test that actually verifies this. That we fail because the lock could not be obtained. Instead of failing for some other reason. Okay, but first I think I would implement this and maybe even throw this into a new file right away. Like this. Actual lock. Implementation. Functional. Lock implementation. There we go. I think that's how it wants to be. Let's drop this to that side. And yeah, oops. I wonder, the CN, do I use it elsewhere? No, so we have to put it here. No, we might need, well, in doubt the compiler will tell me what I need. So that's the lock structure. Actually, we don't need that because these functions here, they are the ones that are interesting to us. So this leaves the utilities where they are supposed to be, which is pretty cool. Whereas we have a particular module that just deals with the respective locking mechanisms that we provide. What else? No, we need. No, we don't need here. Good. What else? Kind and mode. Yeah. These are gotten from here and we re-export them, but not here, right? Here, this is not required. Oh. Yeah, because it comes from util. So it's okay. Let's watch it though. Yeah, so the idea was to re-export it from FD and file name, the kind and util. Maybe I re-export it here as well, huh? If that is what we want. Parse error is not required though. Not here at least. Oh wait, it would be, right? Because parse error... Is parse error a possible result? Huh. Yeah, here we use it. No, actually nowhere to be found. I wonder where the parse error is returned if I do not refer to it. How does it happen then? Util. So only if we do the string conversion, but we only do this in tests as well. So in a way, maybe that's something people should pull themselves then? Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. Because for the most part, parse error is not an issue. We want to be able to provide it, but yeah, we have to provide it somewhere, right? And right now, util is not explicitly exported. Yeah, I guess this is why. Yeah, so let's keep it then. So I'll do the same thing here. So that you have a, so if that is the functional library, right? We have by file name, by FD, and we have a purely functional one. How would you want to call it? File lock function, yeah, functional. Functional also sounds like, okay, this is the version that actually works, and the other ones, they don't. So I can't figure out a better name for this though. FD. So one time we have an abbreviation, one time we do not. Functional, file lock, functional. Damn it. Functions, maybe. Yeah, let's call it functions. That's as good. And kind of specifies what this really is, huh? Okay, so these types. Oh wait, that's just the error type. Okay, good. No, I think we're good here. Should be fine. So let's bring it in. Mod functions. And it's a pub mod function. There we go. And yeah, I think now we have to adjust this as well. So this guy never had to import anything, but we need lock, and error. And we want to re-export this as ours as well. So pub use functions error and use functions lock unlock. I think that's kind of what we would have here. Yeah, it's a happier now. And file name has been importing this as well. So mode where did you get that from? Excuse me? Where did it do its locking? Try lock, any lock. FD, oh, from FD it got it. See, so this would now be functions. Yeah, makes sense. And maybe this guy should do the same then. So use functions, and from there we get the rest. And yeah, we have to re-export the error because we expose it directly. But the functions now, you know, we could use it like that. And like that. And we're good again. Cool, that's more consistent. I like it more. It's definitely an improvement here. And which branch are we on? Cargo adjustments still. Yeah, I think I will just keep pushing and make a new pull request. This has been merged as well. Get fetch origin. So I might want to merge back if I still can. Git merge ff only origin master. Yay, cool. So now we are ready to keep going. So that's functions error. Yeah, what do we export from here, by the way? I'm not sure if we do it right. Yeah, we kind of do it right. Everything is good. Functions error. So FD is out of the game here. That's good. FD, whatever we do with FD is now functions, and we are fine. So we have basically untangled the mess. Now the orthogonal concepts are properly separated into their own modules, and you can use whichever style you like. Ugh. I want to do a cargo build here just to see if this works. Failed to resolve. Use the unclear typer module FMT. Oh, true. Functions. So does this guy need FMT at all? No. It does not. Raw FD it might need, yeah. Let's just take everything here. Do we need error trade? Look at that. Actually, most of the stuff seems to be needed right here. Okay, in FD it needs raw FD, fine. It shall have it, but then it should work, huh? Pub use functions error. Oh, by the way, about the re-exports. Functions error, I think I wanna... No, I don't want to re-export this, not under this name at least. How do I do it here? I just re-export the functions error. And here I don't do it because I have my own error type. That's the thing. But if you wanted to use this, well, only if you want to create it, you have to use it. Otherwise, I think it doesn't matter to you. No, I don't think so. Yeah, you just want to be sure you export these error enumerations and you're fine. All right. So do you build now? Nearly there. Nearly. Non-exhaustive patterns, makes sense. And we still have the doc test that need to be fixed up as well. And of course we have to implement this actually. So resource temporarily unavailable. What's this? No resource temporarily unavailable. Which one are you? Tell me. Temporarily. E again is this. Maybe the same value as would block, but I think E again we should use here. So if this is an error, match no. Oh. Yeah, I think we can match against 0, that's fine. Because that's not an error at all. But the other stuff, what does it return, by the way? Cint. Yeah. But the other stuff, we probably want to match against the no type here. Like this. Somewhere. There is this ridiculously long no type somewhere. Here, no. Here, this one, libc, huh? This one is what I was looking for. So here we can get the no constants for the respective platform. Const OS POSIX. So this is of course, you know, when you want to port this to Windows, there will be plenty of work to unify this. Right now, this is just not the case. And we have to provide a consistent interface. I didn't think of it much yet, so right now I'm focusing on Unix, Linux, non-Windows basically, and honestly, all this extra work that has to be done just because of the Windows thing that nobody really wants, it's weird. It's weird. But hey, that's the world we live in. It's probably a good thing to have some diversity, I mean. Yeah, mod support. Okay, so we use libc here. Self. And that. And then try to match on this bugger. So you have E again. Is it spelled like this? E again? Yes. Sometimes they put weird abbreviations in there and you know you might be missing a single letter or something. Or they cut a single letter, so that's why I'm afraid of this. So if it's E again, then we say, well, it's an error of error would block. This is that. Right? Yeah, that's all. That's what you want to signal. And this is how that would look like. And unlock, well, this is, there we only know an error. Interesting, actually. So would block is something that would never happen in the unlock case. So how is this handled here? If you want to unlock this, what do you tell us? Try. Oh yeah, this doesn't even matter because it's part of the mutex guard. So if the mutex guard is dropped, it will unlock, and as it's part of the drop, there is no error handling needed. So yeah, what happens? I've never detected an error here, so maybe we could drop the error handling entirely. I would actually be happy about that. I don't know if fcntl has a notion of this at all. So how do we do it? C unlock. We get a flock structure and then set lock. And say unlock. Okay. So what happens? Or release the lock on the bytes. If a conflicting lock is held by another process, call returns -1, sets errno to e interrupt. Returns immediately with return value -1. And sets errno to e interrupt. Really? Huh. Huh. Yeah. How do we do error handling here? We check for errno and then just return it. I see, but I think I've never received errno here, no matter what I do. Especially in units, where you try unlock error, see, there is just no unlock error. Even if we unlock without prior lock, there's nothing happening here. So no errno is being set. At least not on Unix. We might have a different semantics on Linux there. But so far, I would be tempted to just remove this error code because we have no test that shows this is actually used. You know? Yeah. So that should really be a possible improvement to us. Right now, it's kind of weird to never use the would block variant that people would have to check for, right? This is the exhaustiveness thing. Yeah, I don't know. There might be an unlock error. Or we might use errno directly. What about that? Yeah, why not? Let's not return an error. Let's return errno. I think that would be better. Because this is exactly what we do. Let's not wrap it into our own one. It's just an errno error, and most people will probably ignore it anyway. Yeah, I like that. So let's see how that compiles. And now functions would block is not covered in 29. Yeah, lock. Now we can actually say what we mean. Would block. Oh, look at that. Here, that's what we want. The lock is already taken. Yeah, I think that's what we could say about that. Could not obtain lock because it's already taken by another process. Lock is already taken by another process. Yeah, something like that. Good. And where else do we match on that? Here. No trait for error. Oh, so here we can actually return real created strings, but here we have no additional information anyway. Whereas here we could actually say the same thing. Error would block. Even though we don't have the right here, we just return a string slice. Let's have a little private constant. Would block message, which is a static string. That is this. Yeah, I don't like to duplicate that because eventually we will make a mistake because of it. Just a matter of time. That's for sure. Cool, so here we return that stuff. And we are good. So now this might possibly compile, but maybe there's a new problem due to... Oh, must be a string literal. Oh. I think what we can do is just this and then fmt f. That might work. And now we have mismatched types. Fair enough. In FD and in file name, so wherever we use it, we fail. Makes sense. Yeah, maybe we wanna have a conversion ready. A conversion, or implement a conversion trait from Erno into yeah, let's do that. So then we can use try, right? Or we use into. Wait, actually it would be a try here and an okay. So that would be the new style of doing this. Unlock. That's okay. Lock error, so that is gonna be Erno now. So we actually do not return this lock error anymore, which also solves another problem that we had. Oh no, wait. It doesn't. Ugh. Yeah, damn it. Let's review this. Maybe we want to have our own would block there, and then actually this one here. Wait. So we have some special handling, unfortunately. So we fake a not found IO error in case we do not have the file. Okay, I see. Which is a valid problem of ours. In case of lock, we definitely want to return the functions related lock. Yeah, because that contains the would block thing. The would block information that we are interested in. So it's really just this one. Huh. That's a lock error, and we need it. We need it in case of the locking. Maybe it's more like an unlock error for us. Yeah, and I don't know what we do here. Yeah, Maybe just change the return type, huh? To be erno. But that would make it more difficult to adjust the return types on Windows. I don't know how this should properly be wrapped. On Windows there might not even be an erno, there's just some error type. Jesus Christ. And considering that would block is nothing that can happen on the return value, for now I would just take the same route and just return erno here, and then all this can go away. We're back to normal. So that would fix it for us. And we are good. In that regard, and now just this one left here. So on lock we already handled correctly. On unlock, this one is now some erno. So I think it would be close to an unlock error. I think I would go with that. Yeah. Let's have an unlock error. Which obviously wouldn't happen if we tried to obtain a lock. So yeah, but we need the IO error, so in a way we need a special error handler here, or error enumeration. To make it right, we would need a lock error and an unlock error, and both share the IO error. The IO error variant, which also is annoying, so I don't know. This is no fun. We unlock this one, get an erno out of there. It's now an erno, let's say it. Erno error. And we could of course place this here. Yeah. I am not sure about this. This is just not what I want there. I mean the error type here, huh? It has would block, and I mean this also makes no sense for dropping a lock. For unlocked is why we remove that error type from there anyway. But here we would need it now because of this IO error thing. You could just panic. Could we ignore it somehow? Could we translate this into something else? Could we make erno out of it? Just a single erno? We could. But then there is no path information, but maybe that's not required. Because after all, you know, unlock never fails for us anyway. Not really, unless you try it on a file descriptor that does not exist. But that's the erno part then. Yeah. So if we have a file, or if the file gets deleted and we try to unlock on this one, then it would boil down to an erno that is dropped here. So in a way, yeah, maybe providing an erno here is okay. And then we fill it with an erno value that makes sense, like E not available or something. Whereas erno, show me, probably we have something. E access permission denied, not available. So this could be something. Or a bad file descriptor, E bad F, yeah. I think this is what we could return instead. Okay, let's do that. So we have Erno, quite low level-ish. So return Erno. And this is right here. And we are done. Probably I need to use libc as well. Unlock error is not going to happen. This one we cannot return anymore. Instead, here we can just try. Good. It's a try followed by an okay. And we are done. Oh, actually, wait. The result type is exactly the same now. So this unpacking and packing is just not required. You can just do it like this. Voila. Simplification. And I think an improvement as well. Even though it doesn't like this for some reason. Incorrect close to limiter. What's going on? Oh yeah, close to limiter here is actually missing. Good. So that's how I like it. That makes sense. More than before. And yeah, probably lots of stuff not yet working. Oh, that is building. The tests will not work. Let's have a look at the tests here. FD has one. How do we do it? So we have a log. Any other error, or we could go for the log is already taken. Wait, log kind non-blocking. Yeah, so that makes total sense here. Error would block. Log taken. Yeah. In a way, all this stuff, we could just print it. We could print the outcome. But that would, of course, not show what kind of, how you do it. So yes, let's not be so lazy. Log already taken by other process. So this is how this would be, huh? Yeah, I think so. And another one in functions, maybe, possibly, or in the library itself. Hopefully I don't copy bugs now, but that looks decent to me. Okay. Could possibly work. Let's try it. Cargo test. Probably there are other errors. Ooh. So type mismatch in at expansion side unit 30. Fair enough. So that makes it a bit easier. Voila. And then close delimiter problems. Oh yeah. Wow. Everything passed. Neato. Cool. But now that we have this change, we can more easily check for the would block. I mean, that's just a preamble to the additional to the cargo changes that we want to make. And it's interesting, when you really try to use it and try to get your error handling right, wow, things get more complex, but on the other hand, there's no other way to do it. You gotta do it right or you will suffer. Everybody using this will suffer big time. And that's again the beauty of Rust, because other programming languages, they don't force you to do your error handling right. In Rust, you have to. There's just no other way. Refactor. Lock. Added, moved functions into own module. This setup fits better into the, well, modularity we already showed when introducing convenience types in the file name and FD modules respectively. Functions like lock and unlock now live in their own functions module, allowing clients to more easily use these as well. And yeah, what else? Then the unlock return type was adjusted. Unlock return type was adjusted to reflect changes, the changed error enumeration, which kind of calls for functions error now supports a would block variant, which clearly indicates why a non-blocking lock attempt failed, instead of having to check ernos. You know, that's kind of low level and shitty, no fun. But that is that. I think that pretty much sums it up. I think, at least, yeah. So everything else was adjusted to work, obviously, so our tests are still clean. That is that. What's the time saying? 50 minutes. Okay, so let's call this a session and then integrate this into Cargo next. Thanks for watching and have a good day.